Have you ever caught yourself stopping to look at the things you hold in your hands every single day and wondering where they came from? A simple paperclip, the zipper on the jacket you wear when you head out, or that plastic sheet full of bubbles that we all end up popping just for pure fun. The fun part isn't what we use them for today, but the crazy story behind them. I bet you that many of the most common objects in our daily routine were born from absurd mistakes, laboratory accidents, or inventors who were trying to solve something completely different. Stick around for a moment, because today we're going to uncover 5 of those everyday objects that have a totally unexpected origin. Number 5. Bubble wrap. Let's start with an old favorite that's pure, guaranteed fun: bubble wrap. So nowadays, it's impossible to think about moving houses or receiving something fragile without bumping into it. But the funny thing is that when it was born back in 1957, it was a total failure. 2 engineers, Al Fielding and Mark Chavan, wanted to create something very different, a textured, modern wallpaper made of plastic that people could easily clean with a damp cloth right in their living rooms. They ran 2 shower curtains through a machine, and the result was a disaster, full of trapped air bubbles that nobody in their right mind would have wanted on their walls. The invention was headed straight for the trash until years later, someone noticed that this defective material was the perfect shock absorber for shipping delicate electronic equipment. And so, the next time you pop a bubble, remember you're playing with wallpaper that was born dead. Number 4. Velcro. That distinct sound you hear when you take off your sneakers or a jacket. Its creator wasn't locked inside a high-tech lab. He was simply taking a walk out in the fields. Back in 1941, Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral was returning from a hunting trip with his dog and noticed that both his clothes and the dog's fur were covered in tiny burdock burrs. Instead of getting annoyed, he got curious and looked at them under a microscope. He discovered that each burr had hundreds of tiny hooks, cleverly designed by nature to catch on to anything passing by. He spent over 10 years trying to replicate that system using nylon, and the result was that super practical fastener, which even NASA uses today to keep astronauts from floating away. Number 3. The paperclip. In spot number 3, we have something as everyday as the paperclip. Before the famous gem design showed up, around the late 19th century, keeping sheets of paper together was a real headache in offices. They used long pins that poked right through the paper and ended up pricking workers' fingers all the time. Someone had the brilliant idea of bending a simple piece of wire into oval loops, and just like that, the problem was solved, with a design so comfortable and simple that, over a century later, it remains exactly the same. Number 2. The box cutter. In spot number 4, let's talk about precision and tools that save us from tight spots: the segmented blade utility knife. Where do you think such a practical idea came from? Well, it was born back in the 30s, thanks to a Japanese glass manufacturer who got inspired by 2 very simple everyday things: the pre-scored lines used to snap a chocolate bar and the sharp edges of broken glass. He thought of making a blade that, once it lost its edge, could simply be snapped off by sections, giving you a brand new tip instantly and changing manual work forever. Number 1. The zipper. And in spot number 1, we arrive at the zipper. Today we use it without a second thought, but humanity took decades to get it working right. In the late 19th century, people tried creating substitutes for high shoe buttons, but the early prototypes were a nightmare. They would jam halfway, pop open out of nowhere, or require brutal force to pull apart. Nobody trusted them. It wasn't until 1913 when engineer Gideon Sunbeck completely redesigned the mechanism, adjusting the teeth and the slider we all know today. The funny thing is, the U.S. military was the first to adopt it on a large scale for World War I uniforms, proving that this everyday convenience of ours was actually born right in the middle of a battlefield. So, now you know. The next time you put on a jacket, use a paperclip or play with bubble wrap. Realize that you're touching little pieces of history, born from a mistake or a spark of curiosity. Which one of these surprised you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you love discovering the hidden secrets behind everyday life, subscribe to WonderScope and hit the bell icon to join us on the next journey. See you next time.